Well, good evening, everybody, and I hope everybody out there had a good Tuesday, and I hope everybody stayed cool as well, as this afternoon was definitely just a hot and humid one out there, and most of us didn't see any rain at all. And if you did get a little bit of the rain, well, congrats, because it really just helped cool things down out there. Now, this is a live look over the Pro area and the metro in general. Beautiful evening out there, very few clouds, the sun is starting to set. However, still warm one as you step outside. We're currently about 88 degrees, but the dew point at 76 degrees. So still very humid out there, and it feels like 99 as you're stepping on out the door. So still very warm and humid when it comes to the evening, and honestly overnight it is just going to be a warmer one out there. Now for tomorrow, it's going to be another hot day. We're going to see temperatures get into the mid 90s again during the hottest part, and for your Thursday as well. But then you can tell by the end of the week we're really going to see those temperatures start to drop on down. And just take a look at our heat index values for tomorrow. We do have the potential back into those mid triple digits, possibly getting up to, it feels like, temperature of 108 degrees by tomorrow. Then for your Thursday, feeling like 105 in the afternoon, then of course quickly dropping on down. So we do have a heat advisory in effect. That was in effect for today and has been extended until about Wednesday evening as well. So it's not going to be in effect for Thursday, of course. That's subject to change if they do decide to extend it. But the one thing I think that they're going to hold back on, and the reason why they haven't extended it until Thursday, is because, well, we're going to see rain chances really start to increase by the time we get to your Thursday. So for tomorrow, just a very low 10% chance of seeing maybe a hit or miss shower moving into your area. 40% when it comes to your Thursday, especially by the time we get into the late afternoon, into the early evening. Then by Friday, that's when we're really going to see that tropical moisture start to move into our area and affect us. So let's check out some of this. This is going to be your Wednesday morning. Nice start there. Mostly clear skies as you head on out the door. We get to the afternoon, and there you go. You can see there's little tiny bits and pieces of hit or miss showers. Overall, just a mainly dry day in general, so it's just going to be a hot and humid one in the afternoon, that's for sure. We get to your Thursday morning, and still mostly clear start to your day there. We're going to see a few clouds increase, and then as we keep on progressing, we get to around 1 o'clock. You can see down to our southeast, we got a few storms and a few showers starting to move into our area, but still in central to north Mississippi, it's going to still be fairly dry. So that's why I think we're going to see the potential of us getting into those triple digit feels like temperatures for your Thursday. But by the time we get to the, let's say, early evening, a few more scattered showers and thunderstorms affecting the area, but overall, not crazy coverage out there. But then by the time we get to your Friday, that's where we're going to see better rain coverage. By your Friday morning, as you're heading on out the door for our southern counties, definitely going to be a little bit more of a wet start and a few more clouds out there. But as we keep on progressing into the afternoon, there we go. A lot more scattered storms affecting our area. And the main reason why, like I said, we're going to see better rain chances, all because of that tropical system that we've been tracking. So right now, still about a 40% chance of that development over the next 7 days. And it's moving its way right over the Florida area right now. Going to move its way into the Northeast Gulf, and most likely just hanging right around that coastline, around that northern part of the Gulf area. So as that begins to happen, if this system doesn't form, the one thing you can definitely count on is a lot more rain just headed into our neck of the woods. So let's take a look at those spaghetti plots. Right now it's still just Invest 93L out there, so it hasn't formed just quite yet, but you can see most of our spaghetti plots are really starting to line up now. They have it moving its way west, and then once it gets closer to, let's say, that coastline for us in the Magnolia State and closer to Louisiana, that's when it starts to move its way north and start to push its way. So if this system does form and move its way around Louisiana into that Arkansas region, we're going to be on the east side of that system. And the east side is typically not the fun side to be on. The reason why is because, well, with these systems, of course, they rotate counterclockwise. The east side has those southerly winds and just a lot more storms being pushed into the area. So that's why we're going to see better increasing chances for our rain. So this is going to be Wednesday at 5 p.m. This is our graph model, and I just want to give y'all an instance of what this is showing. Of course, this is subject to change as well, as models update every 6 hours, specifically for this graph one. So this is going to be Wednesday at 5 p.m. You can see just unorganized and still just right in that southern or northern part of the Gulf. We keep on moving, and as it moves its way west and it gets closer to the Louisiana area, it starts to form a little bit better in our graph model. And then by the time we get to your Friday afternoon, that's where we're really starting to see that system push on into Louisiana. But you could tell on that east side of that system where we're going to be at, a lot more scattered thunderstorms being pushed into our neck of the woods, Alabama as well, and of course the panhandle of the Florida area also. So this is just our model right now for the graph. Some other models have it moving in a little bit farther out into the eastern part, closer to, let's say, Lafayette, and closer to New Orleans and Baton Rouge area. This one in our graph hasn't making landfall closer to the Lake Charles as of right now, but one thing you could definitely count on is our actually Weather Prediction Center. They're pretty keen in on that southern, let's say south to the southwest part of Louisiana having the highest flood threat when it comes to our Friday. So they actually have a moderate, so that's a level 3 out of 4. When it comes to our neck of the woods for our Friday, we got the southern counties and that slight, a level 2 out of 4, and everybody else under a marginal. And then when it comes to your Saturday, that's when we got a slight for central out into west Mississippi as well when it comes to flash flooding risk, and everybody else under a marginal. So we're definitely going to get some good amount of rainfall. And the one thing that we haven't really, or you got to keep in mind, is that our grounds are very saturated out there. We've seen a good amount of rainfall when it comes to this beginning of the summer into now, and that's just really going to help any rain that comes down pretty heavy just really rise up and not be able to drain out too quick. So that's something to keep in mind when it comes to this system. We'll see if it does end up forming, and if it does, the next name is going to be Dexter. But regardless if it doesn't, we are going to get a ton of rainfall. So taking a look at your 8-day forecast and just recapping everything for tomorrow. We still got that heat advisory in effect. It's going to be hot and humid, so temperature in the mid-90s. Feels like temperature is going to be in those mid-triple-digit values, and it's going to be a mostly sunny one out there, hit or miss shower, so just a 10% chance. By your Thursday, we've got a few more scattered storms rolling into the area, but by the time we get to your Friday, that's when we're really going to see the biggest increase of our rain chances. Then those will slowly but surely start to drop on down as we go throughout this weekend. So hope everybody had a good Tuesday out there. Just make sure you're being safe, of course, in that heat. Heat sickness is never fun to deal with. If you're going to be outside for a long period of time, just make sure you're drinking plenty of water. And of course, we'll keep on tracking this tropical system as it keeps on moving its way closer to our neck of the woods, and we'll keep on giving you guys all the updates.